What's up everybody, my name is Noah and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to continue our learning journey to 3D modeling. If you still remember, in our last episode we 3D modeled this cube. We learned how to sketch and how to extrude it. And in this episode I'm going to teach you how to make holes in the part and how you make soft edges called chamfers and fillets. So let's get right into the video. So we're going to make a hole first. How are we going to make a hole? There are two ways to make holes in a part. Let's start with just a circle. So we want to select the face where we want a hole in. So we select this face and we want to create a sketch. We create a sketch by clicking create sketch here or on the top left. So we click that and then we can draw a sketch once again. So we want to draw a circle, but there are few things to watch out for. Let's assume we want a hole in the center of this face. We click circle, but I can't click any center point of the square. We can say like, oh yeah, okay, let's make this, give it a dimension of 15, and then if we know that our cube is 50 by 50 by 50, we can say, this is 25, and this is also 25. And yes, then it's in the center. But the problem with this is that if we want to make our cube bigger in the future, it stays 25 from both sides, so it won't be in the center anymore. How we solve that is we delete this, we go few clicks back and start again. We want to create a cross across this face from corner to corner, but not just any normal line. We want to click here a construction line. If we click it, we get a construction line. What this does, it gives us a guide from where we want to sketch something. It's just, it's not a line we can use to extrude anything, but it's just to give us a guide from if we make a cross, we get a center point, and it always adjusts depending on our original part dimensions. So then we draw the second line, corner to corner. And then if we want to create the circle, we click the circle, we get this green point in the middle, which tells us this is a detected point in the middle of our square. So now we know we're exactly in the middle of this part. Let's say we want it 10 millimeters. We enter, and then we want to extrude it. But there's one problem now. I still have a construction line, and that won't extrude. So I press escape once, click this line, and unclick the construction in the top. So now we got a normal drawing line. So now we are going to extrude it. Just click extrude or press E, and then we see there's like a pin coming out, but we don't want that. We want a hole right now. How are we going to do that? On the output tab here, we can see the boolean. We can or join it, cut it, intersect it, or create a new solid, but we want to cut in the part. So now if we click that, you can see it goes in the part, but let's say we want it all the way through the part. Then we want to click on the behavior, distance, and next to it, through all. And then we can see it's all the way through, and we press OK. So that's so that was successful. But now we want to explore our second way to make a hole. Let's click the extrusion and press delete on the keyboard or on the right click. We want to delete the consumed sketches and features, so it's the extrusion and the sketch we want to delete. So now we want to create a hole using the hole command. But first, let's assume again we want a hole in the center of the face. We go create a sketch, click the face we want to draw our sketch on, then we go draw the construction lines again from corner to corner, press escape, you draw the line corner to corner. Don't finish the sketch yet. I almost made a mistake myself. And now we want to draw a point at the center, because our hole command doesn't detect the crossing of the line, but only points. So we click point, and then we can press the middle of our cross. We finish our sketch, and then we're gonna use the hole command. So we click hole or H on the keyboard, and then it automatically detects our point, which is awesome. So now we can also make different kinds of holes. In this case, we have just a simple straight hole. We can also make a clearance hole, a tapped hole, or a taper hole. For these independent holes, we can have variations. So we can add a counterbore, a spot face, or a countersink. This all depends on our type of bolt or connection we want to make, but that is something that will become clear once you get to know all the manufacturing methods. So then we can adjust the behavior. Enter a distance, add a through all command like we did before. So let's check. If we click through all, it goes through all the part. Or we can do to a face. So let's say this one, it has the same effect as the through all, but in some situations, if you have a more complex model, it helps to detect the face. But let's say we want it through all again. So we can do it to the other side, then it doesn't make a hole, or both sides, but we just want one direction. And then you press OK, and then we yet again have a hole. So these are the basic ways to create a hole. Then we want to know how to create soft edges on our part, also called chamfers and fillets. Why do we want to use these? In first case, we just want our own safety. So let's say this corner of our cube is super sharp. Depending on our manufacturing method, it can have some burrs, or if you just accidentally hit it, it can hurt really bad. So that's why we want to add chamfers or fillets. So let's make our chamfer. We click chamfer or Ctrl-Shift-K on our keyboard. Click chamfer, then we want to click the lines where we want our chamfer. So let's say our top face, we want all the edges chamfered. So in this case, it's just 2 millimeters of every side relative to the edge. So here it says 2 millimeter here and 2 millimeter there. Then we apply, and then we just have these corners, which is nice. But then we can also make different types of chamfers. Let's say the distance and an angle. So we want this face to this face. We want let's say 70-degree angle with a distance of 5 millimeter. And then you see it's 5 millimeters this side, and then this corner of 70 degrees. apply. So in some cases this might be useful, but I don't use it that often. Then we can also make two independent distances of a chamfer. So we take this side. Let's say we want distance 1 is 2 millimeters, and distance 2 we want 10 millimeters. If we then click apply, we can see it's 2 millimeters from this edge and 10 millimeters from that edge. So those are the basic chamfer commands. Then we also have the fillet features. This adds a round corner, also called a radius. And for those who don't know, a radius is just the diameter of a circle divided by 2. So we click our edge the same as with the chamfers and click OK. And then we have our radius of 2. We also have these advanced properties for the fillets, but I have never used them before, so if I was you, I should just stick with the normal ones. You also have these different types of variable radiuses. So from one side of the edge to the other side of the edge, it's variable. So that's also useful, but haven't used that much. But you can check it out. So we use this radius 1, 2, and then radius position 3. We have, let's say, 10, and then it just slowly gets bigger along the way, but haven't used it yet. So this was today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something along the way. If you liked it, please like the video and consider subscribing. That would really help my channel and I would really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.